Hi everyone, my name's Michelle and I'm MommaLovesYouGB here on FlossTube, but also on Instagram and Etsy as well. Welcome to the Sunday morning briefing. Today for me is the 21st of June, which means it's the 22nd of June for you, but today is the summer solstice, or the start of the summer solstice, and so it is for us the longest of long days, especially being right over on the west coast. So I thought I would try and come outside and film outside. It's about 9:15 at night, still bright sunshine, and we've had a lovely day today. And I do have Mr. Albus just here as well, as lots of you have been asking to see him. The fire pit is just behind us, and so we've had popcorn tonight, so there might be the odd pop of corn, but Albus will sit by the fire all night. Let me just see if I can give you a little shot of him. There he is. He's got a couple of extra spots here because he was trying to lick something off the grill the other day, and so he's got a couple of extra little spots on his head. Albus, who's that? Hello. Here he is. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. Oh, right. So I have got 3 finishes to show you after I missed you last week. I just wasn't feeling myself, and so I decided to not film and just give it another week. Yeah, just headachy and tired and just generally kind of feeling a bit sick and under the weather. And I think, from what I understand, it seems like it was quite a common thing. Lots of people said that they felt a bit that way. Now, the only trouble with filming with the dog is that I am going to end up covered in dog hair, but never mind. Most of the projects have specialty floss somehow, some way anyway. You're just going to go to sleep there. That was a bit of a side up. There we go. So, as I said, I've got 3 projects to share with you that I've finished. I've got a couple that are quite close to a finish. I've got a freebie. I've got a couple of samplers that I want to talk to you about. The winner of the cotton and twine box, a new sal, all sorts of things. So I'm going to start with my finishes. I was very much taking a leaf out of Sally Flossy Sews and Grows book when I was sort of planning my stitching this month, and I use the term planning in the loosest sense of the word, but she's done really well in just sort of picking something, finishing it, picking something else, finishing it. So that's what I've been wanting to do. So the first thing that I picked didn't have a huge amount left to go on it, but I got it finished. So this is Halloween Crystal Ball. You like that one, do you, Albus? This is Halloween Crystal Ball by Tiny Modernist, and it was a sal from probably 2021. I'm not 100% sure, could be a bit after that. I did a couple of their sals, so I got that finished. It stitched on a piece of 32 count 2/2 using the Call 4 threads, which was a mixture of fancy floss and DMC. So I finished that up. I didn't have a huge amount to do. I had sort of this top side here, the fill-in of the pumpkin, the cat and the owl, and apart from that, everything else is pretty much done. But yeah, pleased to have that one done. I also finished this one. Now this is by Prairie Schooler and it's called Evergreen, and I've stitched it on a piece of 36 count Seraphim Tobias. Now technically it does have another little white border to go around the outside, but I don't really want to do that. I quite like it just as it is with this little 9 patch. It's stitched using sulky threads, so I just did my own Prairie Schooler sulky thread conversion, and this is what it came out like, and I'm really chuffed with it. So I'm hoping that it's going to have a frame in the garage somewhere in the stack of frames, because there's got to be one every so often that just fits like a glove. When I picked this one up this time, I had finished completely this one, and this one, and I had started this one, and just a little bit on the owl. So I finished all that off. There's a little bit of back stitch, which I just did with some DMC in the corresponding colour. It was all that sort of dark brown colour. So yeah, very pleased with that one. I seem to have been doing my Jolly July in June, if I'm honest, because I seem to have stitched quite a lot of Christmas and oh, there goes the popcorn corner. I've stitched quite a lot of Christmas. My other finish is this little Mill Hill winter holiday collection holly cupcake, which should be somewhere in the pile over here. And I can't find it. Ah, there it is. There it is. So it's really sweet little finish, and I just love those glitzy berries. Aren't they cool? Love that. So I'm going to finish that into a little decoration for the tree, rather than these small ones come with a magnet, but I like to finish them as tree decorations. So I'm going to do that. What was I going to say? I started this one at school. This is quite a nice, now after May half term, I do find I've got a bit more time at lunchtime, and so I like to put a couple of strands in. So I started this at school and then finished it off, not this weekend, last weekend. Last weekend when I didn't film, I just finished it off. Not seeing any trouble. I get played by lots and lots of little midgies. But there we go. So there's that one. So those are my 3 finishes that I have got done this time. And I think that takes my widths down to 115 or something crazy like that still. But it's 3 more off the list, and I have got in my head a plan of about another 4 that I want to try and finish before the end of this month. So that'll get the numbers down a little bit, only to make room for some more, really. I have also worked on another Mill Hill kit. This is a Jim Shaw Mill Hill called Santa and Cardinal Birdhouse. Now, I started this at school in September and then promptly didn't touch it between September and May half term. So I've done quite a bit of it at school, and then today I've had quite a good go on him. So he's got a little bit of, God, he looks creepy, doesn't he? The soulless Santa with the weird eyes. So, oh, sorry. Okay. What do you think to the Santa? Is it all right? So I love doing these. Only got a little bit more to go on that one. So looking forward to finishing that. Silly Billy. And I have also been doing my stitch along, #VirginLadySal, with Stuart, who is Stuart in Stitches, and I decided I wanted to start Miss Cherry Blossom by Mirabilia. So I'll put a picture of it up here, and this is where I am with her. Are we okay? What are you eating? What are you eating? Goodness. So, there's Miss Cherry Blossom. I sort of tracked my way up to her hair because I really wanted to start on the parasol, which is a fabulous... What? Which is a fabulous, fabulous colour. Really, really beautiful pinks. But it looks amazing on this fabric, which is a 32 count even. Oh, is it boring? What are you eating? He's obviously got something. He loves popcorn as well. So Chris put a load of popcorn on the grass for him to go and find. So he's obviously got a kernel or something stuck in his teeth. Well, I hope you're not as bored as my dog. And I've totally forgotten what I was saying now. Piece of 32 count even weave that I dyed myself. Anyway. No idea where I was, for I was so rudely interrupted by mine own hound. And then the last thing that I've worked on, now I really love big projects, but I tend to finish a lot of small to medium-sized projects, and I don't really, occasionally I'll finish quite a big project, but not as regularly as I would like. Oh, there's a little birdie up there giving it laldy. Not as regularly as I would like. So I decided that I wanted to come up with a strategy to finish a big project. And this one was calling to me. It's a really, really, well, I say it's an easy stitch. It's not quite an easy stitch, and I'll explain why in a minute. This one was calling to me. She's a big girl. I absolutely love her. But what I tend to do is go boom and bust on her. So I've started it 3 times, couldn't get the fabric I liked, couldn't get the floss I liked. So in the end, I just went really, really simple. And so what I've decided to do is limit myself to 30 minutes a day. And I really do mean limit myself. So I'm literally doing 30 minutes or 30 minutes plus finishing the little piece of floss that I'm on. And that's it. And then I have to put it away. And that means I'm hopefully going to have a bit of longevity with this one. My aim is to do 100 days of 30 minutes. So some of you will probably recognise from the bottom which sampler I'm talking about. This is Anne Grimshaw, and Anne Grimshaw 1818. So when I picked this up, I had, I nearly put it in my mouth. I had sort of this bit here. I had that line along sort of to about there. I had 3 letters on that line, 2 or 3 letters on that line, 1, 2, 3 there, probably 1, 2, 3 there. And I had the bottom row of these motifs, sorry Albus, the bottom row of these motifs, sorry, mapped out but not filled in. So I've done, probably since I started this, maybe 8 days. I've still got it to do today. I've got 8 days of 30 minutes to do on my Anne Grimshaw. Now this is what she's going to look like when she's finished, if you're not familiar. Now when I said it's an easy stitch, it is an easy stitch, but it's not an easy chart. Now I've had this chart probably about 5 years. I had it for Christmas one year, and I don't know whether they've changed this chart since, but I'm going to show you a little bit of this chart. What I'm dealing with, and I don't know if you'll be able to see, is that this is the chart booklet, and it looks like they have almost cut and pasted the chart within the booklet. So the lines don't always line up. So that can make it a little bit tricky. And so particularly in this bottom corner here, the chart seems to suggest that this row of side motifs that's going to come here actually aren't all on the same line. They're out by maybe 1 or 2 stitches every so often. And I don't know if that's because it's the way that she stitched it, or whether it's because of the way the chart appears to have been sort of pieced together. So what I've decided to do is, for my own sanity, is I've decided to line them up so that they all are on the same fabric thread finishing, or starting should I say, because everything sort of runs from this side to this side, and there is plenty of space up this side here. So if I need an extra line, or I need to move it back one so that all of these do actually line up on the same fabric thread, then I'll do that. And there's a nice big gap here anyway, so it doesn't really matter. It's not going to show as if I've tinkered with it. Whether the Scarlet Letter have released this chart differently since, because I know they've digitised quite a lot of their charts. It's listening to a fly. Whether they've digitised a lot, this chart in particular, I don't know. It is a big chart. It tells you on the front that on 40 count, it's 16.5 by 21.5 inches. And on 35 count, it's 18.5 by 24.5. So what I've got here is, I think it's a fat half, just to give me plenty of space. It doesn't actually say the stitch count anywhere. It just tells you the measurement of it. And I'm sure I did work it out at one point what the stitch count was, but I've got plenty of fabric and I've got plenty of floss. Now I am stitching this with sulky black, and this is a piece of 36 count vintage country mocha, but I am using the plain side and not the pattern side. So the pattern side is on the inside. I just felt that the vintage country mocha would be too much for it, but this was about the colour that I wanted to do it in. I like vintage country mocha, but I find over a big piece the mottling almost looks vertical. So I decided to go with the plain. So after all the faffing around and 3 starts, and which included silks and sajou linen and everything, I went back to sulky and vintage country mocha, but the wrong side of it. So that, I think, is pretty much, that was the evergreen chart. This is one of the new, not improved Prairie Schooler charts on, well, I don't even know if I want to say thick paper, but there are 2 more designs that I haven't done yet. Whether I'm going to bother, I'm not sure. I want a deer's arse on my Christmas tree, but the house is quite nice, so we shall see. But I do like that one. So as you can see, there is a border that runs around the outside, but I don't want to do that. Right. Okay, what have we got next? Cotton and Twine box. So let's go with the winner of the Cotton and Twine box. And this was the one for this design here, with all the goodies that came with it, and the fabric and the threads. And this was one. Now what I've forgotten to do is write it down anywhere, so I'm going to be remembering off the top of my head. I'll put the thing up in the top corner. LD, I think it was LD, you'll see it anyway. What I've taken is a screenshot of the comment, because I used the YouTube random comment picker and then I pressed the silly button which took me straight to the comment, and then I couldn't get back to the normal bit that I show. So if you can get in contact with me, and I'll need your postal address. Ooh. You going, Albus? Don't stand too close, you're going to burn yourself. No, we just want to sit somewhere else. There we go. We just didn't want to sit right next to Mum anymore. Where are you going to sit? You're just going to stand there? No, I'm going to sit there. He's sitting down the other end of the sofa. So, yeah, if you can get in contact with me with your postal address, then I will get that out to you. They're very vocal, Dalmatians. They can smile, but they're very vocal. Well, mine is anyway. So hopefully he'll calm down anyway. Right, Caterpillar CrossStitch have sent me a lovely pack to be able to get going with their Ghostly Gatherings stitch along. So let me tell you some bits and pieces. This is a 4-part release, 1 part per month, starting in July and finishing on the 9th of October. So what have we got? We've got all the usual goodies. So stitching guide, a little message from Sally and the team. This is the little needle minder that goes with this one. So let me get this out. I haven't even taken it out of the packet yet. There we go. Bubbling cauldron. And these needle minders are so good. They're so strong. And these are the flosses. Albus, calm down. And then this is the fabric. It is a 28 count this time. It just says 28 count even weave. But that looks more like a linen to me. So I don't know whether there was another option as well. Right, so you are able to do, oh, excuse me. You are able to do the pre-order straight away. I'll put a couple of pictures up in the top box there just so that you can see. Oops, one on the floor, just so you can see part of what is in store for us. It looks fabulous, and I absolutely love a Halloween stitch along. So that is everything to do with that. So get yourselves organised, get joined in, ready for the 17th of July. Now I do have actually another stitch along that I'm going to be starting with a friend on the 20th of July, and I will share that with you next week, because I've still got to hunt out the chart. I know I've got it, or she tells me I've got it, because I showed it on my FlossTube. I had to message her and I go, is that a digital chart or is it a proper copy? It'll give me an idea of where to look for it. So yes, more information on that later on. Now, freebie. Let's do freebie first. I've got a couple of couple of fantastic freebies from Simone at Idee. And the first one is the Black Rooster 1811 Summer Stitch Along. So this is a stitch along for a sampler, and I'll put a little picture up in the corner there. They've given us a little snapshot. So this is a stitch along for a reproduction of that sampler. So if you are going to stitch it on 36 count, which is probably what I will do, we're looking at 12.5 by 6.25. So it's sort of quite long and thin. If you can hear what sounds like a drain gurgling, that is a drain gurgling. Ness has just got out the bath. We've got one of those little overground pools for her, and she's been in that today. So it's been actually got quite chilly. So if you go on to Idee, and I will give you the link, you can download all the required materials. So you've got several classic colourworks and weeks dye works to get hold of. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of them. You need multiple skeins of some of them, and they are recommending vintage country mocha. So something of that ilk. So the start date for it is the 28th of June, and the final part is released on September the 13th. So it's a weekly part. So I don't think it's going to be too big. And the whole pattern is going to be available free until October the 1st. So sorry, I'm just reading my notes here. 221 stitches by 113 stitches. So I think that looks quite fun. So I might do that. So that's one freebie to get involved with. The other freebie is also by Idee, and this one is designed by Nerdan from the twins. It's gone right out of my head. I'm going to have to put it along the bottom. It's one of those things that the more I think about it, the further and further it gets away. No, I can't get it. And this is a beautiful one called Serenity, and it's a winter stitch with a lovely holly border and a cabin in the middle and a lovely bird. So that is fabulous. That is a freebie as well. There's loads of freebies on the Idee website if you want to go and have a look at them. Right, now my most exciting news potentially. My lovely friend Vashti. So Vashti I met when I went to the attic, and Vashti works at the attic, and her and I clicked. We had a great time. She has a love of Welsh samplers, and so do I, and we were chatting samplers as you would do at the attic, and we've kept in contact. So this is her first release. She's actually released this one and another one of her own design, which is a girl dressed in the American flag, or several American flags. So this is called Hilda Dakin, a marking sampler. Now we all know how much I love marking samplers, and this is Hilda's design on the back there. And what she's done is she's charted it twice, once with Hilda's information on and once with a gap for you to do your own if you wanted to. So this was Hilda Dakin, 1917, aged 12 years. She said it was purchased from England and is finished with a paper backing. So I've got a feeling she has a bit more information about Hilda to be released, but we'll wait to see. So please do go along and support Vashti. Go along to her Etsy shop, and follow the cute olive, because believe you me, I have seen some of the other samplers that Vashti has. You won't want to miss them. You really won't want to miss them. Right, now before we get into talking about a couple of new Welsh samplers that have been hanging around in my house for a little while, I'm just going to show you a piece of fabric. When Mum was here last week or so, she wanted me to dye a couple of pieces of fabric for her for some projects that she wanted to do, and I wanted to dye a piece of grey fabric for a box top round that I'd shown you that I wanted to start, which had been shown by Mary's Stitching Corner, and it was from CrossStitch magazine, but Mary had stitched it on a grey fabric and it looked fabulous. I'll have put a picture up. So this was my fabric that I dyed. So it's a grey with some darker tones on it. Now when you show fabric on camera, the darker parts, especially like this, always seem to show up, but that's probably not too bad a representation. It's a pale grey with some more moody bits on. So I love dyeing that. I still love it, but unfortunately I need to get Mum to take it so that she can serge it for me. Right, Welsh samplers. I have two. Now you might have noticed one here. Now funnily enough, that's not always there. I don't have Welsh samplers hanging up in my garden, but I thought I'd cover this rather delightful looking fence, which my plant hasn't grown all the way along yet, but it will do. Now this one I bought a little while ago, almost accidentally. I put a cheeky bid on it thinking, oh, I'll never get that for that price, and I did. So I kind of acquired it, and let me show you. So I don't really know very much about this. Let me read the information. It says Grace Griffiths, and then it says I think it's Llwynpedir, 1857. Now I've searched for Llwynpedir and I haven't been able to find anything, so there's a chance either I just haven't looked in the right place, or it could be a farm name, because quite often the Welsh samplers, especially if they were farmers' daughters, they put the name of the farm on rather than the actual place. But the more I search for Grace Griffiths, I'll just have to look through probably a lot of Grace Griffiths and go into the census records and see if I can find the farm. I've done it before. I think stylistically, I think it may be North Walian, and that's certainly where I'm going to start looking for it. It's got this fabulous tree in the middle, and then this great flower basket here, and then these two Solomon's porches, and then on the other side it has a ship with a trailing anchor. And I really like this. I like the border. The verse at the top says, "What is man that thou art mindful of him, and the son of man that thou visit him?" 8th Psalm, verse 4. I think that's what it means. So that is the first one that kind of came into my possession somewhat unexpectedly. I'm going to try and put it down here. Now the second one I have already taken out of the frame, because the frame was held together by woodworm holding hands and duct tape, I think, or gaffer tape as we would call it here. And this is a full coverage piece, and when I saw it I just loved the composition, of it. And I'll tell you what it reminds me of. Fire's crackling away. I'll tell you what it reminds me of in a minute. You might even pick out the same thing. So this is Eliza Harry's 1882. So there she is, Eliza Harry's 1882. And we've got these two fabulous roses, the birds in the nests, and then we've got this incredible dog and this cow. Now what I loved most about it was the scale, the scale of the dog compared to the cow. Now there is an episode of Father Ted when they are staying in a caravan, and Father Ted and Father Dougal are in this caravan, and Father Dougal has got some small toy cows, and they have this whole conversation about these cows being small and the cows in the window being far away. So I can just hear it in my head. No, Dougal, these are small, those are far away. I'm gonna put the link to that. I'm sure it's on YouTube somewhere. It's hilarious, and that's what this stitch reminds me of: the small cows versus the far away cows. Now, as with all Welsh samplers, they weren't frightened of a bit of colour. Let me show you the back. There's quite a lot going on there. There is quite a lot going on there. And we weren't frightened of carrying some fairly hefty threads either. So I'm not quite sure. I will probably end up with a compromise of colours between the front and the back. Something that's kind of aesthetically pleasing. Most of the colours are pretty strong, and I'll pick out some of these fabulous purples and pinks from the back as well. So that's Eliza Harry's 1882. Oh, she can go there. Just woken the dog up by laying a sampler over him. It's not the first time. Right, I have got a little bit of haul, again because I'm incorrigible. I'm going to start off with fabrics. Now, I have watched Elizabeth Ann's tutorial for making her easy quilted bags, and I have ordered some of the Bozal, which I haven't bought out, and I have got plenty fabrics. But obviously, while I was looking at fabrics, I found other things that I didn't have, and I found this great panel, which I don't know quite what I'm going to do with, but it was too good not to get it. It's by Riley. It's Riley Blake, by J. Wecker Frisch. Put that on there. And this is called 1921 Postage Stamps. Sewing Catalogue of 1921 Postage Stamps. So at the top half of the panel is just all sort of same size postage stamps. And then the bottom half of the panel, oops, you have got a couple of bigger ones and some more of the smaller ones. I love that elephant one. There's a great elephant one there. Let me just finagle it. In fact, I like the elephant and the frog particularly. There's the elephant one. Although it does seem to be that he's been caught in a net. But I do like the elephant. And I do like... No, he hasn't. He's been caught in a roll of JP Coates thread. There we go. I didn't think we could be doing too much animal poaching. And the other one I liked was the frog. Where's the frog? There's the frog. So I'm hoping to make some little notions pouches out of these, or use them as sort of central panels on bigger bags as well. And I also bought another Riley Blake. This is called Journal Basics. It's just a 5-inch little block, but it's got all these really cool fabrics on it that look like papers. There's a bit of a stationery themed. There's kind of squared paper. There's okay, let's go to the other side. Talk amongst yourselves. Sort of fabric with lines and numbers in all sorts of different colours. I really liked this particular pack. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with it yet, but that isn't the point. And then the other thing that I bought, which was fabricy, was a pair of these. Now I have a real penchant for stocking panels, particularly kind of like 80s 90s stocking panels, particularly like the Cranston Fabrics ones. So I got a set of these two. They're not Cranston ones. Does it tell me who they are? No, they're not Cranston ones, but I just loved those. So I shall add that to my list of stockings to make up. I do have more stocking panels to make up than I have people, or probably even friends. And I have hit, I have got a little bit of haul. Most of it is from Stash Unload sites, because there's a few just cropped up recently of ones that I particularly wanted. This came through. This is Eleanor Roberts, which was the Hobby House Needleworks exclusive from the Scarlet House. But this is the reprint version. So I'd ordered it before it came, and then Tanya issued a complete reprint of them because there was a mistake. I'm not sure what the mistake was. I haven't opened it to compare. So this is the up-to-date version. I really ought to sort of put something in there. Actually, I'm going to do that now. I'll tear a little corner of my paper off and just put that in there, so I know that that's the one that is the up-to-date correct one and not the other one. I need to get rid of the other one. And then I got a few little Stash Unload ones. So I got Autumn Blessings by Carriage House. That one says Autumn Blessings along the bottom, but I particularly liked the house with the penny border. Well, it's not quite a penny border, but it's not far off. This one I've been looking for a little while. This is going to require some fabric dyeing. This is Gone Batty by Brenda Gervais, by Needle and Thread. This is Christmas Time by Abby Rose Designs, which I've liked for a while. Nice sweet one. Sarah Casey Unwin by Tessie and Me. Again, I've liked that one for ages. It's not always easy to get Tessie and Me over in the UK, so I wanted to get that one. And this one I'd never actually seen. This is called Nancy's Sewing Necessaires by Erica Michaels. And it comes from a much bigger sampler by Nancy Alden. And there's the bigger sampler on the back. I can't make out the text, but it looks like quite a lot of religious text. Hence why, I don't know if the actual sampler... Oh, it is. The reproduction is also available from your favourite independent retailer. So you could get the reproduction, or you can get the smalls. I particularly liked the bird and here and the strawberry, because I will be doing stitch strawberries for Wimbledon, which is starting on the 30th of June. So next week, what are we now, the 22nd, so that'll be the 29th. So Wimbledon will be starting the following Monday. So I'll be stitching strawberries for the 2 weeks of Wimbledon, trying to get as many done as I possibly can. Also whilst trying to keep up with Anne Grimshaw and probably do a little bit on Miss Cherry Blossom. But next week I will show you the charts that I've collected, the fabrics, the those are the things that you need. Thread. God. The threads that I'm planning to use as well. Plus we might have a little look at the ones that I have stitched last year, and hopefully I might have finished them off. I do need to finish them off. And then the other thing I want to show you was a little bit of Stitchy Kindness. Now this is actually my chart, Little by Little, Mecklenburg 1775, that I lent out on Homespun Needleworks. On the 1st of every month they show they do a unicorn chart list, and people post to see what they might like to stitch that other people might have that they've been looking for a while. And a lady posted that she would like to stitch this one. So I said, yeah, I've got it. I'll send it to you. Well, more than welcome to borrow it, although I would like to stitch it myself. So this is a lady called Rhonda, and she sent me this lovely card back, and she had made me the most beautiful bit of Stitchy Kindness. So it's got a little magnet on the back, and it's this lovely wheelbarrow. So thank you so much for that, Rhonda. I do really appreciate it. You've no need to stitch me this beautiful thing, but thank you so much. I do love it. Right, that is all from me now. we do have a Try a Treat box tagged onto the end of this video. So if you would like to stay and watch that, Ness and I have got one of those. If not, if that's not your bag, and I totally understand, then I will see you next week. Stay classy, Stitchers. Hi everyone, we're back today and we've got another Try a Treat box to have a go at, haven't we?
Yeah.
So, where's this one from?
Dad guessed the closest, so we try and guess it every time we get one.
So Dad did guess the closest, but it's from Serbia and Croatia. I can't remember where Dad said.
Mexico or something like Brazil. I don't know.
That's nowhere near. That was the last box. I think Dad might have guessed Albania or somewhere, but I was totally in Asia. And
I was somewhere else.
No, I can't remember. So technically, just by being in the same continent, Dad was right. So we have got, as usual, you've got...
It's got like a calypso. It's got like a calypso thing, Bob.
Oh, we'll have a look in a minute. Croatia facts and Serbia facts. So let's have a look. Population of Croatia is 4.2 million. Population of Serbia is 7.5 million. You can probably read that better than I can. What about a did you know? Pick out a did you know.
The lucky people of Croatia enjoy 2,715 hours of sunshine a year. That's more than people living in
Sydney, Australia.
Get.
Wow. I quite fancy Croatia for holiday because I think they've got loads and loads of lovely little islands just off the coast.
So does Japan.
Well, yes, you'd like to go to Japan, wouldn't you? Right, okay, so...
Can I read it?
Oh,
Yeah.
go on then. Oh, there's our postcard from Dubrovnik. Looks nice.
I want to go back to mine.
Yeah. Right, okay.
Calypso. It's literally like a calypso.
Right, let's have a look then. Well, we'll start with that one then, shall
Yay.
we? A Euro Creme Mini Comet by Takavo. A delightful chocolate-covered wafer bar. I think we're going to have some more wafers. Filled with the signature Euro Creme hazelnut and milk cream. Can you get into it?
Yes, because it's chocolate.
Fair enough. No, that's just the label you're taking off.
No,
Try carrying on ripping that part. It does look like a cornetto, doesn't it? Do you know, Ness, it's been such hot weather, I've pretty much had a cornetto on the way home from school every day.
What?
Had I not told you that?
No.
Stop at the garage, get a mint cornetto. It's been delicious.
I'm dropping every bit of it.
Right.
You get it. It's the Oreo disaster again.
Right,
I can see why kids would eat that.
So that does look pretty delicious, actually. Thanks.
Okay.
Go on, have a go. I don't know how you're supposed to eat it. Is it hard in the middle or soft? Give it a go.
Mmm.
Soft. Right. So is it just...
Yeah. Just what it looks like.
Oh. So it's literally
It's chocolate.
that sort of like... It's like the inside of a...
Melted chocolate bar.
It's like the inside of a Ferrero Rocher, but just all filled up in
What's
that
a
cone.
Ferrero Rocher?
Haven't you had those either?
No.
They're nice. We'll have to try one of those. Right, don't eat all that because that is full. No.
I want a bit of real white chocolate.
Oh, have that bit then. It's floating off the bottom. That is literally...
I got the chocolate out of it.
Right, cool. That is literally full with that sort of fondant-y, chocolatey stuff. Right.
I enjoy it.
Pick something else then. So that's a good thing, is it?
Well.
Oh, just pick one. What's this one? So this is an Animal Kingdom bar. It's a chocolate mascot on a stick, sculpted in the shape and the appearance of an animal. So does that mean we've got a panda? Mumma doesn't like pandas.
Why?
They're just useless.
But they're cute.
But they only ever eat one thing and they hardly ever mate.
I love red
so-
pandas though because they chirp to each other.
Well, but red pandas I can cope with. Giant pandas are just rubbish. That's why my students always buy me panda-related things, because I spend 2 years of A-level talking about how rubbish pandas actually are.
I'm just going to rip it.
Yeah. I thought it said it was on a stick. a chocolate mascot on a stick.
There's no stick.
There's no stick. Have I looked at the wrong thing? No, it's that. We are bereft of a stick.
And it has no pattern of a panda.
And there's no pattern of a panda on that.
Chocolate. It just says something on the thing there.
I think we've been diddled there, quite frankly.
Yeah.
Go on then, have a little bite.
It's really thin.
Yeah, but dairy milk's got really thin these days, have you noticed?
Yeah. Do you know the company's actually making you have less chocolate and making it more expensive and less chocolate?
That actually does taste like, we do get the animal, I do their Cadbury's. That's not too bad. That's like a lizard then with that great big tongue come flying out. Right, pick something else then. This is a pretty much entirely sweet box, I think.
Oh, it's got coconut in it. I hate coconut.
Well, let me see what it's called. Kovos dessert. Kokos.
Coconut!
Offering a rich and creamy coconut flavour in every bite.
I hate coconut.
I love coconut.
I hate
Are you going to try it?
Everything like that. Yeah.
That's what it is. It's like a really kind of thin Bounty.
I hate that.
You're wobbling the people at home. It'll be like the Blair Witch Project and they'll feel sick.
I hate that.
I like that.
I hate it.
Right.
These are like salty breadsticks.
Yeah. So they're salty pretzel sticks.
So this is not like
So-
the Oreos.
You want me to do it?
Nope.
So we like a pretzel, don't we? I especially like the ones from Costco, which are like the little pretzel pockets, which have got peanut butter in the middle. I can eat an entire catering pack of those in
What's a catering?
a big pack. You know that big jar that we've got? That used to be filled with them. I can eat an entire catering pack of those in about a week. They are so moreish.
Well, I'm using that for my crochet box.
I know.
No.
Good grief, me left my finger up there.
No. I like them.
Those are nice. They're just like,
Pretzels. Long pretzels.
but they're really, they taste like really fresh and crunchy. We could do a walrus impression.
Yeah. No.
Oh, I nearly lost one then. They're good. Right, should we have the other? Or, oh, is there another pack? Oh, let's just do these ones as well then. There's another pack of these as well. Another pack of
Pretzels.
pretzel sticks. They must be a popular thing.
And they're a classic.
They're a classic.
They're
Instead-
thick. No, it literally says classic on it.
Oh, okay. I thought you were giving like a, a cultural opinion of a
They're
classic.
thick.
They are thicker. And folks, that is the only difference. One stick, one thin.
And that one's very broken up. My favourite way to eat is on these, such as that.
Okay. Are we sticking with that then? So what are those?
They're peanuts. It
Peanuts.
says original fried baked peanuts.
It says, ooh,
Fresh baked peanuts.
crumbs. It says, Smokies are crunchy peanut shaped pieces. They are supposed to be peanut flavoured, but in fact taste better than peanuts. So that's a strong claim, isn't it? Because they embody a fuller taste.
I'm going to win everyone.
Let's see.
They're like a what's it, but weirder.
They do look like a gone off what's it. I wouldn't have said peanut.
They taste like cheese puffs. And they're like damp in the packet. They're damp.
They are moist.
I don't like them.
I like them, but I can't think what they taste like.
Tastes like peanuts.
They don't. They don't even taste like peanuts. Oh, they sort of do. The more you eat of them,
Yeah, they taste like the really bad ones.
they sort of do. I like those. That might be my favourite thing so far, actually.
What? Don't you like that chocolate full massive thing?
No, I'd be really like creepy sick with that, I think.
No, I would literally eat 500 of them and be walking up the walls.
You would be climbing the walls, but you'd be creepy sick as well.
No, I wouldn't.
Do you reckon you'd go sick?
No.
That's one thing I need to explain to folks. So, Welsh children, they don't say I feel sick or I'm going to be sick. They say I'm going to go sick. Don't you?
Yeah.
Everyone says I'm going to go sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is a really Welsh thing.
I'm not going to go sick.
No, please don't go sick.
Wafers!
More wafers, right.
It's like Poland. All of they had was wafers.
The Polish did like a wafer, didn't they? It's just basically a chocolate wafer. Yes, I've got nothing more. Nothing more. It says specifically that this one is Croatian.
Goes up next year.
That's good, but it's still in date. That's always handy.
I can't open that. It's child proof.
Ooh, do you hear my stomach rumbling?
I think it's because this is such a big rip-off.
It looks like a wafer. Oh,
It looks like a very thick wafer.
oh, go for it.
Mm.
It's a good job the dog will be back later, won't it? Get all the crumbs.
But doesn't that mean he'll be poisoned?
No.
You're dropping them too.
I doubt this has ever seen much actual proper chocolate in its life. It tastes like, if you've ever had one in the UK before, a blue ribboned biscuit. It tastes like that, but it's a thin
Maybe it's like
biscuit.
that inside. It's got like 4 wafers in it.
But yeah, it tastes like a blue ribboned in the
So
UK.
it goes like chocolate, wafer, chocolate, wafer, chocolate, wafer, chocolate.
I want to save that one for last. Right, pick one of those two then to go for. Have a little palette cleanser. We've got a new Home Bargains in Cardigan, which is causing quite a stir. So we're on the various different random drinks that you can buy. So our fridge is, we don't buy any proper food there, just full of like random drinks. Wait till we get to the end. So have you shown it?
I just need to get the label off so I can actually see what it says.
Well, it's called a Euro Creme Block,
Okay.
a popular
It's
Serbian
got a
treat.
big sticker over it, so I can't
Known for its
see.
rich and creamy texture. I've got a funny feeling that that is going to be that cone thing, but in a different shape.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it is literally the same thing. These guys do love these chocolate creamy things.
Yeah, they do.
Can't do it, I'll go and get piercings.
I don't know whether it's got like a biscuit in it or something as well.
I'll call dibs on first bite.
Well, always.
Yes.
Hang on. Whoop.
Exact same thing, but without the cone.
Is it just another slice of that?
Yeah, it's just chocolate, white chocolate, chocolate.
It's so sweet.
Mmm.
Melted ice cream. So add a bit more sugar, but it coats your mouth. What's that flavour?
That's stuck off my mouth. I don't like it. I wish it was white chocolate, then dark chocolate.
You prefer that one because of the...
You get to have a choice which one you want.
It's quite nutty flavour, that one.
It makes
Quite
you
a
feel
nutty
sick.
flavour. It makes you feel sick. I can imagine. I would struggle to eat a bar
Of
that size.
I would probably have one about maybe that size.
What we got then?
Keston.
Keston dessert. Is that a hazelnut as well? They're very, very fond of hazelnuts. So, chocolate bar.
And it's great because it literally had a peel here button.
Oh, that's handy.
It has it in the...
It's a spectacular dessert made with quality milk chocolate and whole chestnuts.
That is look, that's a
Whole
rip-off.
chestnuts?
Look, that's a rip-off. My whole finger can fit in the actual thing until it gets to the chocolate.
Oh, it's got to have a bit of chestnuts.
What a chestnut.
When you have them at Christmas, they're kind of like, they're not a...
Roasted chestnuts.
Roasted chestnuts, yeah, not as in hazelnut. That's interesting.
Got cake inside it.
You see?
There. There. I don't like it. I don't like it.
That is odd.
My favourite thing so far is that cone.
I can't even describe what that tastes like. It's really
Vomit.
sweet. No, it's not vomit. Really sweet, but not very nice.
I guess the people who have these all the time will be judging us.
Well, there may very well be some people who have these all the time or like these sorts of things. But everyone's got their own taste, haven't they? Some people really like you don't like coconut, but I do.
Yeah, and then once we went to a shop and we got a cucumber and squash flavoured fizzy drink, and it was really nice. And Mum didn't like it. It was in a museum.
That was my stomach again.
It was in a museum, remember?
Oh, Cardiff Museum.
Yeah. I liked it, but Mum hated it.
It was an odd combination. Right, this is the last one. I've got quite high hopes for this.
Mum, look, it's actually about my finger length till it gets to the chocolate, so it's full of air. So that means I can pop it now.
Please don't.
Oh.
That was somewhat of an anticlimax, wasn't it? Right, a banana-shaped chocolate-covered candy bar with banana-flavoured
It's
foam
literally
centre.
yellow.
And it's when you've broken the... Unpeel the whole thing. I'm hoping it's just going to be like a giant foam banana, and foam bananas are my favourite things in the world. If we go to a sweet shop, that's what I will buy.
It's a banana! It's foam banana!
It's a foam banana.
Got something inside it that's weird.
Oh yeah, it's like almost crunchy, isn't it?
It's almost a literal banana.
That is nice. I wish it didn't have the chocolate on it almost.
Ruins it.
It's kind of got... It's not like a foam banana
I'm
texture.
dropping it everywhere all over my desk pillow.
Oh dear. It's not like a foam banana texture that you get. I know, I was trying to. That you get in the UK. It's more like a...
Stop dropping it everywhere, the dog's going to be poisoned.
It's not. I'll clear that. It's more like a crunchy...
It's not crunchy.
No, it's got a crunch to it.
No, but like, it's like gelatin. Sort of. I don't like it very much.
Don't you?
No.
Put it in there, I'll eat it in a minute. Right. So, first of all, what was our favourite?
Cone.
The cone was your favourite.
Yeah.
I actually quite like those.
I think they were disgusting.
Or the thinner salty
Banana.
sticks. Or the banana. That has got a really good sort of like high quality synthetic banana flavour to it. So, if you wanted to get a TryTreat box, I'll put all of the information in the drop down box below. And you get a 15% discount off your first box. So again, I'll put all that information down below. So, before we go, Ness just wanted to show you a little bit of her drawing. Really getting into your drawing, aren't you, darling?
Yeah, I drew a picture of Stitch and a humpback whale.
Amazing. Love it. Love it, love it.
Can I eat the cone now?
No, because I will be scraping you off the walls. You're banging the people at home again. Gosh, you've got arms like Mr. Tickle. Right, we will see you again soon next time we get a treat box. Cheerio.
Bye.
Bye.